remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I forgot to unmute us.
Oh boy.
Welcome back, everyone, to Starladder TV Europe Day 7. We are now unmuted. How are you doing, Ben?
Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. Oh god, it's a rocky start for us. I knew I forgot something. I'm gonna. Yeah, hi LD. I realized. LD just came up and was like, "Uh oh, sound." I shouldn't look at the Twitch chat.
Well, we're unmuted now, and
We're in the draft, so
yeah,
let's talk draft. Let's talk Dota.
it's relax versus ahead or heavy underdogs here. 75-25. I don't think it should be that bad. I saw them play the other day, and I don't think it warrants that. Relax, they did hold up pretty well though, and sometimes they just lose because of draft. I remember seeing Dred's Axe, and that was just abysmal.
They have these games where they just go for these like big YOLO plays and just kind of. They remind me of next.kz in the sense like last game next.kz their puck went Dagon 5 and it obviously wasn't the best item, but he's kind of just like, well, it's kind of fun to do. Like I just want to enjoy. Like these teams they're not professional teams in the sense that they play full time. Like these kind of teams are the players who have other jobs on the side. Maybe in like Dred's case, like he also streams and stuff as well. But these players aren't like full time sponsored players. So when they do play, they want to enjoy themselves as well as try and do well. Like they do still want to qualify for the LAN finals at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have TMW drafting for Relax and RZQ drafting for Ahead.
Yep.
And Chachlo really likes the Ember Spirit.
He plays it off lane though. Every time I think I've seen him, he's been off lane.
Yeah, I think I saw him play it twice. I'm not sure if it was off lane both times, but definitely one of them.
I saw one time with you casting, and then I cast him, and he also played it off lane. I was like, I don't think the hero really works off lane. Like, even though he had like a support with him, but I'm not a big fan of the hero in the off lane.
Yeah, he does need a lot of farm, and if he dies in fights, it's just so incredibly hard for him to come back and catch up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how the two drafts are going to pan out here. Relax do really like this Timbersaw pick as well, so it looks like it's going to be an off-lane Timbersaw with Dragon Knight mid, so no Ember Spirit for Sashko. It was actually banned out in the first stage.
Mm-hmm.
As for ahead, we've seen Doombringer to me is like one of the most popular CIS heroes. Like each kind of scene has heroes
He's
they like
really
to pick.
popular everywhere.
Yeah, he's popular. Like CIS teams will be first pick, first ban usually. Like for your Eastern teams, he's kind of like maybe a second stage ban or pick.
VP did that like a month and a half ago, and I was like, "What in the world are they doing?" And they would first pick it like every
Doom,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Now-
now everyone's doing it.
Now they look
VP
like they're
new
geniuses.
trendsetters.
Yeah. I mean, VP played pretty well early today. They beat next.kz in a mostly convincing game. G played really well on Storm. So
10
to me, when
seconds
G plays well, VP win games. When G has a
5
bad game,
seconds
they lose games.
remaining.
Like their lineup is very much built around him. Like Arsad's always pretty stable, and I think he's their
Reserve
best
time.
player, at least their most consistent player. But
Yeah, that's true. When G doesn't do well, they just run around like lost sheep. Like,
Yeah.
what do we do now, guys?
if I was playing against Virtus Pro, I would just tell my supports like keep ganking G, like make him fall behind it. I think that's one of the keys to success against them. But ahead pick up a gyrocopter, so
Relax, they're lacking a lot on the disables. They have a lot of damage with Pugna, Timber, and AA, but not that much in a way besides a single target stun from
10
DK.
seconds
So when it comes to
remaining.
team fight control, they... well,
farming
Earthshaker
Pugna.
will...
I guess you'd expect a farming Pugna, but
Yeah, Earthshaker will shore that up a little bit, but Earthshaker traditionally fares very, very poorly versus Clockwork.
yeah, it's a bit of. Not to mention, it's a bit of a worry, like because they haven't got a true carry even, and even their mid hero is a Dragon Knight, who's, to me, he's not even really a carry either. Like I would rather have like a TA or an Invoker as like your mid hero if you needed some extra DPS.
Or
than
Shadow
Dragon Knight.
Fiend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if Relax like fall behind, and not to mention you've got a Doombringer, so Doom can take out one of these kind of annoying heroes like Pugna in a fight, and then some Pugna or Timbersaw. And how do you actually win the later this game goes, like against a gyrocopter?
I'm not sure either.
We'll see what they have planned here. Hop ourselves into the game.
10 seconds
Make sure I don't
remaining.
mess too much more up.
Yeah, their
5
lineup is
seconds
just...
remaining.
It doesn't seem that well rounded. It doesn't... It's like semi-decent at pushing with the Pugna and the DK. It's like pretty poor in the late game, as you said, with the DK. Very poor in terms of disabling. I mean, Clockwork, I think, will probably shut down more heroes than this Earthshaker by far. And their laning is even a little bit weak, too. So, I mean, Relax are going to have their work cut out for them.
To me, it's like they need to kind of snowball a bit here. Like, I
Yes.
guess the Pugna trialing can, if they want to do an offensive trialing, can potentially do a lot of damage with Chilling Touch plus Pugna. Like, you get a Fissure in, you follow up with a Chilling Touch right click, so you can do a lot of damage. But even then, there's not real much good follow up for the Fissure. Like, maybe Cold Feet lands, but even that's kind of tricky to do. But
Well, I mean, if Relax aren't ahead by like 3 towers or like 7 or 8 kills by like 15 minutes, I think they're gonna be on their way to swift defeat.
2-15-3. What's that code for?
I don't know. Vilat speaks in weird languages.
Oh, I think it was his axe
Oh,
the other day that went 2-15-3.
that was...
Yeah, him and Dredd are good buddies, so it makes sense they are. He is poking some fun at Dredd here, so.
He started off with a poor man shield in the jungle.
First item?
First item, poor man shield. Okay, first that was the first like
Yeah.
what is going on here? And then secondly, he got boots without any regen after that.
Yeah.
And then he was like level 3 like 7 minutes in because he just...
Isn't the poor man shield only for blocking hero
yeah,
damage?
that's what I was thinking. I was like, I mean,
It's 100% on heroes, but
to be fair, you get 1 armor, but that's the only benefit that it gives you in the jungle. Over
buy a ring of
by
protection.
a ring of protection. Yeah,
You
that's
get
what I
2
said.
armor,
That's
and
what I said.
you get Tranquil Boots.
Yeah, I was like, well, why in the world would he do this? So that was just, I think maybe he just misunderstood the item, potentially, because he definitely did not go to
Yeah.
lane to tank hero damage for a very,
The
very
block
long
is
time.
exactly the same.
Yeah, the block's exactly the same except for the hero. It's
Attack
20.
speed, man. That's 6.
Oh yeah, okay, 6% attack speed. That is true.
I don't think there's any reason for it. I like what Aki does, which is the double stout shield. Plus
Double
10
stout
goes.
it's tough though. It's greedy.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't get,
It's
it's.
decent.
I trust like a team like Alliance that they've done the research on the numbers
You
to
don't
find the.
trust Dredd? He went 2 and 15.
I don't trust Red. You're right. I trust Aki. Like Alliance is a team who you know have like done the homework, ran the math, and figured out, hey, the best way to jungle act is get double stout plus tango.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how active you are with moving around and
Yeah.
battle hungering peeps.
Like getting, I mean, sure, the stout shields, I mean, they stack, but obviously with diminishing returns, but it still seems good enough. But we'll have the teams roll out, we'll introduce them. We're going to have Sashko playing the offlane Timbersaw for Relax. We'll see Yoki on the Pugna, Tame My Wild on the solo mid DK, Windex on the support Ancient Apparition, then Dread's going to be playing the Earthshaker for Relax.
And on the side of ahead, we have RZQ on the Lich, Judo on the Doom, Seema the Slayer on the offlane Clockwork, Undershock on the Gyrocopter, and Obi-Wan Banan on the Bane. Undershock gets stunned out, but doesn't look like there's any follow-up.
No, a bit too fire. They get Chilling Touch on like all 4 heroes.
Yeah, but
5 heroes.
They're already lacking in disabled
Yeah.
department. I mean, I don't exactly understand why he.
Maybe with Decrep they could have caught up. Like, you don't normally think of Pugna getting Decrep.
But
level
even
1,
with the Crep, like, they have to have some body block going
Yeah.
on or something. Gyrocopter's 315 move speed.
this is kind of what's going to happen in the tri lane as well. Like, you fissure and then what? Maybe AA at level 2 you've got a Cold Feet, but generally the fissure comes in from such long range that you don't start casting Cold Feet until the stun's pretty much worn off. So
Yeah.
even the fissure Cold Feet I don't think is going to be that reliable.
The battle begins.
I think they, like you say, this laning stage is weak. Like, ahead just have to play passively, deny creeps using the Lich Ritual, and avoid dying. And
Pretty much. And rely on Clockwork
Oh.
and Gyrocopter to.
Dread's being annoying here bottom. He's going to do some ancient stuff.
Oh.
We saw this in one of our last games. Eventually, the pool got blocked almost right away. It did spawn once, and it was dragons. So dragons killed like 3 creep waves. But
Those dragons are ownage.
yeah, well, when you're trying to deny creep waves for sure. But Dread, yeah, this is actually going to be a bit of a problem for ahead. Like I don't know how they deal with their creep waves getting completely denied here.
They don't. They just need to
Suck it up.
They just need to not lose their lanes terribly. And not let all their towers get taken down. They have pretty good lineups to do so, I'd say. They just need to get some levels, which is pretty easy when you have a Lich on your team, and just make sure Gyrocopter doesn't fall too far behind. So, all in all, the early game already not off to a great start for Clockwork. He missed his cog block. He only got the 1 range creep, and he is still soaking up a decent amount of experience on top.
He's got the double range creep on the dire side, so at least it'll push out to his tower. He'll get, even if he doesn't get CS, he'll get at least like level 2, level 3 out of it.
I don't think they expected a 2-1-2 though, because I think if they expected a 2-1-2, they would have blocked the spawn, because a solo A is not going to be able to kill a.
Well, they would have
Clockwork.
blocked the Ancients if they expected Earthshaker to be doing this, I feel.
Right. So it's pretty good for Relax.
Oh, he doesn't get all the creeps. Some of them go back. But either way, just denying 2 for clarity is still worth it. And you're denying these creeps from the carry, from the Gyrocopter, who's also just missing just CS because the lane pushes out so much. So this is pretty
I don't know if
effective.
he's denying like more than the Lich though. I think DK is much
That's
more
true.
important for Relax than the Gyrocopter is for Ahead.
This Lich is like somewhat solo mid. Doom keeps... Well, Doom's devoured 2 big creeps now. First he got the Satyr, the level 6 Satyr with Shockwave. Now he's got a Centaur, but it looks like he's just kind of sharing the lane a bit with
Yeah,
the
the
Lich.
experience is ridiculously ahead in favor of Ahead.
Yeah, that's almost like 750 experience lead already. Timo Wild taking a bit of damage here at mid, but he's already got his bottle, so he's not really under too much harass here.
Yeah, Windex is still at level 1. He's trying to get these double creep poke going on Yoki. At
This is
level
actually the
3.
Radiant pull, which is kind of being hijacked, but this is where the Radiant offlane is just so much easier to play than the Dire offlane because of this big pull camp here.
Dread gets this nice 4 creep. So he may get another spawn at the 3 minute, or so he thinks, because there's that sentry ward blocking over there.
Yeah. And he's not these little rumble hides.
I call them Triceratops.
I don't know what I call them. Yeah, they're kind of they're very dinosaur-like.
Yeah, they look like dinosaurs to me.
Rumble hide. That is a name I did not know existed in the Dota 2 realm, I guess. But yeah, Tame My Wild's getting fairly under-leveled mid. Like, it's not like the Doom is out-leveling him because they're still sharing the creep experience here between the Lich and Doom, but
We haven't seen Lich dual lane in a very long time. I think it happened a lot when Lich first got his Dark Ritual changed, but since then, Lich has kind of fallen off. He's more viewed as a very passive support. Can't really rotate and get those early smoke kills like you generally want your supports to be doing.
Yeah.
But as of right now, absolutely 0 rotations have occurred.
And Ahead's, like, their lanes are meant to be passive. They're not expecting
Yes.
to really do much with their lanes. Like, they just want to deny with the Lich at mid, get level 6 on Doom, get level 6 on Clockwork top, and Gyro...
Not let DK or Pugna push towers.
Yeah, and let Gyro just farm. Like, they don't really care about getting kills with this Bane Gyro lane. They have actually got a point in homing missile on the gyro. That's unusual. Normally you just completely skip it.
Yeah, one value point's okay, but I think in a passive situation you don't need it. I think it's more for aggressive situations.
120 mana, but I guess he's not expecting to ever get a kill, so he's like, well, I'm not really using rocket barrage much. He's got the Bassering
Sentry
command region.
Wars, Dread has lost. That's always a shame.
Oh, he may bring up the courier for it. The
How
courier's-
did he play? You can place that from the low ground? That's pretty far in.
Yeah. We've seen... That's been the most common block spot from that
That's
we've seen
some
teams use.
ninja range.
Yeah. Well.
Have you ever tried placing Ops Wars from low ground? Like, I have
Not
I have a hard enough time like doing right here to here.
That to me is my biggest pet peeve, that in Dota 1 you can plant base wards without going seen, but in Dota 2 you always get spotted because there's that little building which gives vision. In Dota 1 you could do base wards with never getting spotted. But if you look here, there's like that vision line along here where you can actually see, which doesn't exist in Dota 1. It's one of those things like Dota 1 I'd love just planting base wards because it was so easy to do it and they'd never notice. But Dota 2 it's impossible. Like I don't know if there's some spots you maybe can do it on, but
These ninja buildings though.
yeah. I think maybe like up here, like this looks like it's actually fog over on like here. Maybe you could plant from here into here, but even that's like a big distance to cut.
So, looks like Relax is suffering very heavily in terms of CS, at least in the mid lane. So, combined with Lich and Doom, we're looking at 34 to 8. And I don't think that includes Dark Ritual creeps.
Okay.
Because he's
Yeah,
he's
that
definitely
doesn't-
casted more than twice in 5 minutes.
That doesn't include the Dark Ritual, but the experience is still pretty even. Like with the Earthshaker, what he's doing, and with what the supports for Relax are doing, just creeping, it looks like the experience is actually even between the two teams. But the gold slightly favored towards the head, but it's still not all lost for. I mean, obviously not all lost, but I think they're still getting enough from these lanes. Like Timbersaw's already level 6 with Arcane Boots. That's pretty good for an off-lane Timbersaw. Clockwork's about to hit level 6, so that's where we probably look for some rotations to start happening from either of those two heroes.
Yeah, he's just completely sold that entire creep wave. It looks like he's going to get initiated on.
The Gyro's coming in as well. I'm gonna pop a Chakram here. I think he should be okay here, unless the Gyrocopter, the homing missile, the value point may actually get this kill. He's got a salve which he's going to need to use in First Blood to the Gyrocopter of all heroes.
Yeah, I think if he had 2 reactive armor, he would have been okay, but nice rotation from Lich coming in there.
Clock got dive top, it looks like, as the chilling touch and the Earthshaker Fissure initiation with a cold feet was enough in there. They're now starting to push towers, but there's not much mana left for this Pugna. He's only got 1 more blast, maybe 2 with the magic stick, so if Clockwork TPs in when he respawns, he could almost defend this.
Yep. He does have a clarity, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Glyph's already been popped, so...
Clockwork has a hook shot. Maybe if there's another TP in, like one of the other core heroes TPs in. But... Oh, hook shot in. He wants to go for this one. There's your TP. It's coming in. Dread's going to be on the front lines. The tower goes down to the Pugna, though. Aftershock, the cooldown going to whiff. He gets a kill anyways, but... That's still okay for Relax. I feel like that's... like as good as they're going to get out of that top push.
Yep.
Tower didn't get denied. That's the good news.
Yeah, Clockwork's respawn was just a tad bit too long.
Yeah, if he got there sooner before the tower went down, and I think Gyro didn't even have the TP ready. He had to go buy one from the shop because I was clicking him thinking, okay, who can TP? But they got there just a bit late.
Yep, Doom's level 6 with his Midas. Looks like he's going for a drums immediately afterwards. And Doom is probably net worth leader right now. 3,700 gold for him. Pugna is number 2 with 3,500.
Yeah.
Gyrocopter is doing pretty well too. So all in all, this early game is going very well for Relax. They did lose 1 tower due to Clockwork's death, but I think that's acceptable within their standards of not a disastrous early game.
Yeah, and looking what that Relaxed trial, and once they get levels, is still pretty potent. So both teams are just going to get all heroes, like get their ultis pretty uncontested. Like Lich is getting to his level 6, AA's getting fairly close to level 6. There is engagement on bottom. Sashglow got the Timber Chain out away from the cooldown, it looks like. So that's all of Aftershock's mana. I mean, he can keep on farming, but he can't TP to other lanes to help. He can't go for another kill at bottom. So that's actually a nice job by Timbersaw.
And now the push continues. See Pugna rotate mid. Dragon Knight is level 7 now, and looks like we see a couple of heroes already headed there, but none of their AoE heroes.
Do you think ahead look to defend? Because they have got
Yeah,
Clockwork.
They definitely should.
Clockwork plus Doom is really hard to push into.
Yeah,
Like,
they can't start losing towers, because if they lose that tower, they're just going to push bottom T1 immediately afterwards, and it sets a bad precedent for their team.
Okay. Yeah, with a Clockwork hook in, like he takes out one, Doom, just use Doom on another. Even if you like Doom the Dragon Knight and don't kill him, you still kill the Pugna or the Earthshaker with the Clockwork. So
Right. And none of these heroes like really get crushed that badly by Pugna Ward either.
Yeah.
So
if Timbersaw comes as well for this mid push, then it gets a bit trickier because Timbersaw does do a decent amount of damage. He's gone for an early earn as well, which will help him tank up and get those charges as early as possible. So he probably wants to join up with his team.
Gyrocopter he's not in fighting shape though, so he can't rotate if he needs to. But at the same time, AA is not level 6 yet, so I guess it'd probably be a 4-on-4 mid. But I think that Ahead do need to defend it. They can't look that inviting to relax and be like, hey guys, you need to think twice about your push. You're gonna waste your time here because we're gonna just keep spamming you down, and we have Doom to worry about. So I think that Ahead definitely should defend this.
They've got plenty of time to think about it with that pause, so they've probably decided as a team what they want to do. Clockwork's just going to rotate normally for now, not going to TP in, and Timbersaw is making his way down. He's not been he's been spotted. Ping comes out from the Bane, so they do know he's there, and looks like he'll just try and scare him back. Tame My Wild does have the ulti form, so he can pop that and start just giving pot shots to this tower, and he'll do just that. So Clockwork needs to be the one to engage and get a big hook shot off here, and looks like Relax have spotted him though, so they're ready for this.
Oh, he was mid-cast.
Oh, he goes on Shaft Glide. He doesn't have a tree to go to, and Clockwork gets blown up. That's a big mistake from Ahead. The Chain Frost is not going to bounce at all. Catches out to AA Ice Blast. Comes all the way from top lane. That's a good direction from AA because he gets a big AoE, but unfortunately...
Now with that, I don't think they can defend this. That was just overzealous. His team they didn't have anything to follow up besides that really long Chain Frost that only hit one hero.
You have to hook them when they're actually on the tower. Like, he should have gone from like where his Ancients are, where he can actually hook from Fog. Like, he was trying to hook from the river, where Relax just saw him coming. Yeah.
And also, he hooked probably the hero that you want to least or hook.
Yeah.
Timber, I think probably DK is number 1. But you really you ideally want to get the Pugna or the ES.
Yeah, Pugna's probably good. Like, even though you go on Pugna, you get fissured, you still get him in the cogs and battery assault, so Pugna probably dies. Depending on, I guess, what happens with like the Lich and Doom behind you, but...
Right. But it was a nice fissure coming out from Dread to stop his initial hook shot.
Yeah. And Doom, like, with the Midas build, he hasn't really got any good fighting items. Like, no drums yet, no phase boots, no mech for the team, and... I almost feel like he needs the phase boots just to give him that movement speed boost when those engagements do happen.
Yep, so Relax has the right idea. They're immediately taking down towers. Looks like Pugna will have his mech. Is that coming to him right now? Yes, so we're talking about a sub 10 minute mech, and I don't think that Ahead's going to contest this at all. They're going to try and look good trade.
Doom mid. They're going to go for Tame My Wild. It looks like they should be able to get this kill. They do have a Nightmare, but they're not going to use it. Tame My Wild's just going to survive it. Multiple TPs coming in. This could be bad for Ahead. If they overextend here, the Fish are going to come down on the Gyrocopter on the tower. He does have drum charges. May want to pop one as AA Ice Blast. Not going to land on anyone, so... AA not quite on point with those. 2 in a row that he's slightly missed, but it's kind of hard to predict when you're top lane whether or not Ahead are going to keep on diving, whether they're going to retreat, so... Can't really blame them too much. And AA is going for the Midas.
Ahead has just been kind of... Ahead has just been really screwing these engages up pretty poorly. Like, I think if they slept and they had their team like right on top of the DK, they could have killed them. I mean, he is relatively tanky now, especially with that Ogre Club, 1300 HP with a ton of armor to boot, and the Clockwork initiation earlier. They need to work together as a team, get a Clockwork, hook into a call down, get like a grip and a Doom and a Chain Frost going on, but as it stands right now, their ultimate usage has just not been very effective. There's no way they can defend this tower bottom.
You talked earlier during the draft about Relax and having disables. I think it's worse for Ahead. The only good lockdown Ahead have for getting kills right now is the Clockwork. When Bane hits level 6, they have the grip as well, but for now, I'm surprised Clockwork's top just farming on his own, because he has to be with the team if they want to get killed. Without Clockwork, I don't think they can really kill anyone.
Yeah, I agree. It should be like Gyro split pushing with him, I think.
Even like Doom going off and TPing into the fight, but Clockwork needs to be there from the get-go. He's going to pop a Cogs at top, just push Sashkolo back, and...
He's going for the Blade Mail Rush.
Okay.
Blade Mail Rush, it seems okay, but at the same time, the armor is just not effective here at all. Like, if he wants to survive, Casual Cloak and Treads is much better. Or even
someone needs to go for the mech. Yeah.
Yeah, or a Pipe. I think Pipe is generally preferable versus a Pugna, or sorry, a Pugna and an AA.
Even with the Lich in your team, I feel like the Doom or Clockwork should be going for the mech, because Lich's mech is going to come much later than they need. They need a mech if they want to try and fight and stop these pushes.
Yeah, at the same time, they can't just completely switch gears and just say, hey, well, we just lost our T1s, let's just don't let them push our T2s. But at the same time, I don't really see them defending the T2s.
Yeah, it just gets harder. And if Relax really wanted, like, they can go for an early Roche. Like, sure, they haven't got the best line for taking Roche, but...
They would get crushed at Roche pit if Ahead are prepared. But it's just, I mean, they haven't been prepared at all for any of these movements that Relax has been going.
Yeah, they've de-watered around there, they've got the vision, but it's much safer to go for these towers. And they don't have the late game carry, so they're going to group up as 5, and it's going to be top lane where they want to get this tier 2 tower. Clockwork can hook in, but we saw last time he just melted, and that's where Fissure plus Pugna Blast plus an AOT will instantly kill him. Pugna should be a bit careful, because he's got less than 800 HP. I don't think he wants to be too much on the front lines here.
Yeah. I mean, Relax's game plan was pretty clear from the get-go. Like, as soon as they completed drafting, you could tell what they were going to do, but Ahead just did not have the right game plan. I think their early laning phase went very well, but ever since that first tower fell, things have just been not looking good for them. Gold lead, 3,000.
The positioning from Pugna right now is good. He's hiding himself so he doesn't get hooked. I think Relax are probably telling themselves the only way they lose this fight is if Pugna gets hooked and goes down before and he can't use his mech, can't use his Nether Blast, but if Pugna has Ward, Nether Blast, and mech up, they should be fine. Oh, the hook! He was looking for the Pugna. He finds a creep. Seema could have just cost his team this fight. It is going to be the Lich on the backgrounds going down to an AA Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Clockwork's just caught in no man's land. He's going to go down to a Fissure. Really bad engagement from Ahead. They're going to lose the Bane as well. Timbersaw's there just throwing out some chakrams. And once again, it's Clockwork with a bad engagement. He saw Pugna for a split second and tried to hook him, but he hit the creep. He just straight up missed that hook. Like, that was not even... I think it was a good hook to go for, but he just misplaced it.
And again, they don't get their ultimates off. No cooldown use, no grip, no doom, no chain frost.
4 big ultis not used in a fight.
I think they just go with it.
This star is in. He's going to run the right direction to get out. They're going to find the courier instead. Well, they may not kill the gyrocopter.
An explosion in a puff of feathers.
Yeah.
Poor Cluckles.
Cluckles the brave. Rest in peace. Well,
Relax is just running over them.
Tower to tower. And when this AA hits like level 11 and has an Ag Scepter, it's all over really then. Unless Ahead start winning some team fights.
Doom is pretty big though. He's 0-0-0, but he has a lot of farm.
Yeah.
And he's still number 1 on net worth. But at the same time, they've lost 4 T1 towers.
I like the BKB rush. I think he needs that so he can just go in and engage. With the phase boots, give that movement speed as well. So I think this is the right build from the Doom, but I don't know if he's going to get it in time. He's been spotted. The Fish is going to block him off. He's just going to straight up die here. He can cast a Doom, but it's not really worth it. Clockwork comes in for a counter engagement. The Doom gets kept alive by a Nightmare. They've lost Clockwork. They're going to lose another. The Doom, their Chain Frost catches out a lot of these heroes pretty well, but I think the Chain Frost needed to be there sooner when they were caught in the cogs because Relax had time to split up and just fall apart. Teemo Wild taking a lot of damage. He gets Fiend's Grip brought down, so nicely played. Nice turnaround from Ahead, but they're still just losing too many. The Whirling Death brings down the Gyrocopter. 3 heroes dead. DK couldn't even buy back. Teemo Wild says, I want to join up and end this game, but he doesn't have the ulti form, unfortunately, so not sure if that was the best buyback, but either way, Relax just dominating these fights.
Yeah, nice ward placement. Doom was pretty much just sitting right on top of Andred with that very clutch Fissure block. Yeah, Ahead, again, their engagement is just really, really sloppy. In the mid one, it was Clock missing a hook shot. Bottom one, they didn't even defend. The top one was Clockwork dying before their team could even come, so that was a T1. T2, there was another Clockwork dying before his team could really do anything because he missed a hook shot, and then that one was just Doom getting caught out. So every single one of these engagements have not been ideal. Ideally, Clock, hook shot, cog, call down, chain frost, and then you work from there. But it hasn't even been like 1/5 as clean as I would expect.
They've attempted to defend almost every tower, like you say, but every tower's just been defended poorly, and I don't think there was like even maybe now it's at a point where like that tier 2 mid I think they're just too weak to defend, but the tier 1s they were definitely
strong
enough.
If anything, for the T1 and mid they should have, and then after that they got the gold for the mech, and then after that it becomes much more difficult. So I can understand them letting the T1 on top fall. Firstly, it's really far away from all their heroes, and secondly, Clockwork was dead to begin with. But the other ones, losing the mid T1 I think was just a very, very bad precedent.
It was, and it was. I mean, you mentioned like the Clockwork hooking the wrong hero, but it was also where like Gyrocopter didn't have any HP or mana. He was not fighting ready. Like that's actually was quite costly there because that Gyrocopter couldn't come in. He'd blown all his mana on the Timbersaw, who they didn't even kill. So if you kill the Timbersaw there, it means hey, they're not going to push because they have no Timbersaw. But you mess up that kill, Timbersaw goes mid. Gyrocopter has 0 mana to fight with it. The problems just keep adding up.
Yep, 17-minute Bloodstone on the Timbersaw, and Pugna is super farmed too. Force Staff, Mech, and Point Booster, so just under 1,000 HP. Relax, though, they're almost out of objectives to take unless they want to push the very difficult high ground, which is still too early to do, I think. Or they can take out Roshan, which is pretty much free for the taking just because Ahead doesn't really have any map control, and they do have vision around the Roshan pit.
They've got the force staff on Pugna, which basically will counter the clockwork a lot. Like, if he wants to hook Pugna, Pugna immediately forces out, or whoever gets cogs with the clockwork is going to get forced out. So
yeah, I mean, I think they need to hook shot the Pugna and doom him at the same time.
Yeah,
it's that important to drop him early.
Yeah. DK has got his BKB coming out. Doom has one of his own, so this is going to help a little bit. But this tier 2 bottom tower should rightfully just be ditched. They're not going to even try to defend it. It's Gyrocopter just playing around with the Timbersaw at top, but he can't do too much there. So even without Timbersaw bottom, and ahead there's no Timbersaw here, they're not even trying to defend. They're actually looking for Sash Glow. They're going to find him. They're using everything. Grip, Clockwork, Hookshot. No Doom used, but they'll get the kill on the Timbersaw. So, bit of a mistake there from Timbersaw getting caught out like that, but not really too costly. Although, maybe if Relax, they'll come back mid. They should defend this tier 1 tower. Timbersaw already respawning thanks to the Bloodstone.
Yeah, I think the Timbersaw just expected them to go for a push, or just push for farm.
Yeah.
In that time that they were pushing bottom, but looks like they, I mean, all that's left is Roshan and the T3s, and are they going to go for high ground this early?
Top tower is under attack.
That's bold.
Yeah, Pugna's going for the Ag, so no Necrobooks to help him push the high ground, but it becomes a lot tankier with the Ag Scepter. They haven't really got that much damage, like apart from Pugna Blast Spam.
Yeah. But at the same time, they are really far ahead right now.
Bit of an ancient sack they'll find. DK may just pop his ulti and take this. Yep. There we go. They'll take the money. They can just starve ahead, really. Ahead will be stuck in their own base. If anyone ever pops out, you take the kills.
But at the same time, what do they do versus BKB Gyro, BKB Clock, or BKB Doom to, like...
This game's not over for sure.
No.
Like, it's not as one-sided as it kind of looks. Like, it's a 10k plus gold lead for Relax.
But Relax drew completely draft for the early mid-game.
Yeah. And it's like you said earlier, like during the draft, if they're not ahead by like 5k gold, like taking all the tier 1 towers by 10-15 minutes, then they're probably going to lose. Yeah. But they've done that now. So they have to go to their next objective, which is Roshan, and then either starve their opponents or try find a way to breach the high ground.
Yep. I think they're going to need to farm like a sheep on one of their heroes if it goes past like 35. So they got to gear up for the long haul unless they want to push up very early, which is risky. If they blow one fight, like if they get 4-0'd, 5-0'd in one T3 push, the game completely becomes wide open for ahead.
Yeah.
And they can't really starve them out after that.
Ahead near the Roshan pit. Are they actually going to go for this? Rocket Flare can scout this one out. Relax have a really tough time bringing down Roche. They have not... This really highlights how weak their lamp is in the late game. Clockwork, is he going to go for the hook shot here? Gyrocopter's there with a cooldown. BKB gets popped by Tame My Wild. They need the Doom in here with his BKB. The Fissures zoning out 2 of these heroes. The Chainfrost not going to bounce, and ahead have already lost 2. Clockwork and the Bane. There's going to be a Timber Chain to the high ground. Judo popped his BKB. The cooldown is there, but it's used defensively. Doom just managed to TP out of that one, but this Gyro, he could be in some trouble. Fission not going to latch as he goes the different direction then.
Very nice positioning by AE to pop the smoke, and Clockwork should have just sent a rocket. I don't feel like he didn't have any vision of the heroes. He just walked up and died.
Oh, they've still found Undershock. He walked into... Well, yeah, the Observer Ward's still there scouting him out, and he's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The Ice Vortex will give even more vision. One more blast will seal the deal. This is what I feel Relax need to be doing more than it. Like, I don't think they can push high ground. At least it's really difficult. It's much easier to try take fights. If they can bait the head out for Roshan, just take more kills.
That's definitely what they should be doing.
Farm ahead side of the map, farm their neutrals.
Relax's
take whatever
execution in team fights is like 10 times better than Ahead's right now.
Oh, and Relax now have an Ags on AA. This is actually really useful for late game DPS. Like, this will help them scale a lot better into this late game.
Gyrocopter still doesn't have his BKB.
That's a worry. This is almost where he's probably thinking, like, getting the drums before the BKB just isn't going to pay off against a push strat. Like, if you can get away with it, it's good, but he needed that BKB so early this game.
This Clockwork Blade Mail just did not pay off either. As soon as he got it, the Dragon had his BKB, and he just manned up on it with BKB. And that's one of the things I don't like about Blade Mail. It's just not very useful versus BKB, and you generally want to be tankier. If you went like Treads and Cloak, I think he'd actually like survive enough for his team to follow up and capitalize on his death. But as it stands, they pretty much get nothing out of him running in.
Doomy's got a lot of farm. He's up to 3.4k gold and probably looking for a big item of some kind. 2245. 2215. What are you talking about? They're writing fake Roshan numbers in chat now.
Next level.
Oh, but no mech from the Doom, which I guess is fine. He wants a bigger item, but that's where like not having a mech on a head's side makes it a lot harder for them to fight.
Ahead going for a long shot here by trying to bait out the Doom on top, but
Yeah.
Relax is uninterested. The T1's already down, and they have the Aegis, and they're going to get to the T3 before they get to that T2.
Yeah. Even a drums picked up by DK. That's all about pushing the high ground here. So they decide if Ahead won't come to them, they'll go to Ahead and start chipping away, get one blast on the tower. And at this point, it's just Pugna go in, blast, get back. Like they don't really have much else DPS for the tower. Maybe DK pops his ulti as well, but
It's still on Clockwork to get a big hook shot. If he doesn't get a big hook shot, I think they lose this fight.
yeah. And Pugna doesn't have the Aegis, so the hook shot plus Doom on Pugna may be the way to go about this fight.
Yeah, that's the only way to go. About
Doom's still
this fight.
farming top though. What's he gonna buy? Like even getting a Shadow Blade at this point in the game isn't too bad. Like Relax don't have detection. If it wins you one fight, it could pay for itself.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's
What do you think
structures
Doom
are
should be looking for
fortified.
here as far as items go?
Pipe is insanely good versus ES, versus Pugna, versus AA, and it keeps their team alive. They just need to stay alive in these fights.
He's picked up a Mystic Staff, so I think it's gonna be a Shivers, which is
Again, armor is just not that useful versus
Yeah.
the opposing team. And two people have built armor items, the Blade Mail and now the probably Shivas.
Tier 3 tower down. Nothing. Well, Ahead got a trade for a Tier 2 top, so they did get something in
not
return.
worth it.
But yeah, Tier 3 towers are so valuable. Now makes pushing this high ground just so much easier. They can drop down an Observer Ward for vision if they want, and just chip away, blast hitting both Rackers at once. And I don't know how they engage this. They have got the BKB on Gyrocopter though. That's the good news.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go on the DK here. I don't know if that's the best target. Shiver's Guard gets popped. DK trapped on the outside. Doom goes on the Timbersaw.
He has the
okay.
Aegis!
Oh no, not a good target at all. Blink Echo Slam comes in from Dread. Only catches out the list, but that means no Chain Frost for this fight. Bane going to go down to the A ultimate. This is just not looking good at all for Ahead. The Doom just spends a lot of time right-clicking down the Pugna ward. Now he's going to get life drained up. He's going to go down, and that is pretty much all she wrote. I don't think there's any coming back from this. They're going to lose the Gyrocopter as well. And
I don't think so.
it's
either.
GG. Yeah. Wow. Ahead got destroyed here.
Their execution was just super, super poor.
Yeah.
Their draft wasn't that bad. I think that
I think they had the better draft.
They had the better
almost.
draft, yeah.
The way the game looked in the first 5 minutes, I thought Ahead were just doing better in the lanes. Like, they were a very passive laning stage, but it
It
suited
worked.
them. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what to say. Relax to me were the team expected to win this. They were definitely the bigger name coming in. They've Tame My Wild, a TI3 player, as well as Dread being a very seasoned veteran in the Eastern European scene. But this is just a much more one-sided affair than I expected, Ben. But hey, for Ahead, they can look forward to their next couple of matches and look to turn things around a bit. But right now, unfortunately, this game goes the way of Relax.
His ES was much better than his Axe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how hard that is, but oh yeah, that axe that's gonna like forever haunt him, that axe. So still finding out these overlays. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We have 2 more matches coming your way, which is gonna be Empire versus Insane and PR versus MYM. So Empire are kind of unbeatable right now. They've beaten Na'Vi like 5 games in a row.
The mighty have fallen.
Well, Empire have risen, I would say.
I don't think that Insane is that bad of a team, though. I think I casted them 1 game. And
Okay.
I haven't heard of them before Starladder, this Starladder season, but
This is our notes. This is
That's
K-pop
bad.
Toasters has no faith in this team. We've got like a little notes about the match, and he just says, "Insane going to lose." Well, hopefully it's not that bad. But we're gonna take a quick break, guys. When we come back, myself, Gods, Melini will be live with our next match of today, which is going to be Empire versus Insane Gaming. Stay tuned.